All right, and welcome to the Aries Terrington Show. I am Aries Terrington. That is Dante, the man of hot collectibles. What's up, bro?
How's it going, everyone? Episode 2, my friend. We survived.
We survived. It is episode 2. What do we call this? The Star Wars show and then the Star Wars talk show. I think we agreed we're just going to call this the Aries Terrington Show, right?
Man, is your show. I like the name. People know that you are the guru of Star Wars. That you are the man that I still think that there's no Hot Toys wizard whatsoever. I think you are the wizard. You're just playing tricks, playing some Jedi mind tricks to us.
Look, didn't I just the Hot Toys wizard he's a wizard or she's a wizard or it's a wizard because it just turns into anything that the wizard wants. Didn't you see the insider the cantina insider video today, Dante, that had the Hot Toys wizard invaded the cantina? I was kind of locked out of
Oh
the
man,
cantina.
don't spoil it to me. I was actually to the movies with my son watching Carnage. So I'm gonna watch that now. Don't spoil it, please. Don't spoil it.
How was the movie? Tell me about it, baby.
Oh my god, man. I'm gonna tell you at the end. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna spoil it. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should see it. I really like the movie. I mean, I like blockbuster movies. I like blockbusters movies, like crazy visual effects and a lot of craziness going on. I love it. I love it. This one was actually pretty good. I really enjoyed it. My son enjoyed it. The after credits will blow your mind. So
You're kidding.
just stay and wait. It's a bit of a wait, especially if you wanna go to the restroom. I was holding it like a champ, but I'm telling you, it was pretty good, pretty good. I'm
Well, you
happy.
kind of have to now on all these Marvel movies, and it looks like with Star Wars after the Mandalorian season 2, you can't go anywhere when the
Yeah.
credits roll.
No, yeah, you have to wait. Like exactly the same thing happened with the Mandalorian, right? When we saw the book of Boba Fett, I just had a gut feeling that something is gonna happen after, and I just gonna stayed. And then I saw that iconic scene with Boba Fett coming, sitting in the throne. I'm like, whoa,
No,
whoa, this is insane. And then the book of Boba Fett is coming 2021. I'm like, holy
I know,
cow.
right? Well,
Oof.
look, I wa- what should I see first? Should I see? I didn't see Black Widow yet. Should I see Black Widow, or what was the name of the movie again today? The
Venom.
exact name?
Venom,
Venom.
let there be carnage.
All right. So which one should I see first?
If you ask me,
Yes,
Venom. Definitely
really.
Venom, then the Black Widow. I haven't seen Black Widow yet. I'm just waiting and until it's free in Disney Plus, just because according to what I saw and people talking about is nothing new. Is because we know what happened with Black Widow, right, in Endgame. So this is, I think, in between. So that's the reason why I'm not like too eager
Hmm.
to see that one yet. But that's in my list, and also
Yeah.
Shang Chi. I want to see that one as well. I haven't had the chance to watch it, but I'm waiting for to hit Disney Plus. So
Yeah, there's a lot. I know that one that I can't miss. I'm looking forward to it. My one of my daughters is my youngest daughter is a huge Spider-Man fan.
ooh, oh
So the holiday
yes.
season, coming out to going out to see Spider-Man in the theaters, 1000%. I can't wait for that. I loved the first one. And who's this actor's name that play? Is it Tom Holland, right?
Tom Holland, yes, Tom
And
Holland.
then
This is the third
yeah,
one.
the okay, and the
Yeah.
second one had Jake Gyllenhaal in it, right?
Yes,
Um, and
Mysterio.
so this is the third one, and I heard that like Tobey Maguire is gonna be in there.
Hmm.
The villain from was that the second Spider-Man movie? What is that?
Yes, yeah, Doc Ock.
Doc Ock going to be in
Yes,
there?
Green Goblin and Electro from the other Spider-Man movie with Garfield. So it's gonna be a madness, man. And I'm telling you, you need to watch the after credits of Venom. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, I can wait for that one too. It's coming, I think, December.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
can't
we
wait for
have
that one. We'll be seeing it
everything
opening
planned.
weekend.
Oh yeah, I want to see a premiere weekend because that's gonna be like a mini Avengers movie. A lot of people are gonna be like crazy to see that one because there's a lot of things going on in that movie. I'm telling you.
Yeah. You know what else we got to see that week or holiday week? The Matrix, baby. Did you see that trailer? I'm kind of pumped up to see Keanu Reeves, in the next Matrix movie. The trailer really piqued my interest.
It
I'm
looks
looking forward to it.
interesting.
Yeah.
It does look interesting. I'm more. I mean, I watched The Matrix a while ago, so I'll probably have to rewatch them again. But the first time I saw that, I kind of thought it was John Wick, but then realized, oh shoot, wait a second, this is The Matrix 3.
It's been a long
Oh,
time since The
4, I don't know.
Matrix,
Yeah,
right, baby?
yeah, yeah, I know. And I know, guys, I'm sorry, this is a Star Wars show, we know, but hey, sometimes we're not living a bubble. We know a lot of things happening outside Star Wars, which obviously is our passion. But
Well,
it's just
hey,
kind of fun.
it's the Aries Terrington Show, right? So we're just kind of shooting the stuff.
Exactly, exactly. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things happening this holiday season, especially with Q4. Hot Toys is going to be very busy in Q4, and Aries, we warned people way before this happened. In your show, my shows, we've been talking about the potential of be a very busy Q4 and the wallets, how our wallets are going to suffer the pain. But man, there is no going back, my friend. There's no going back.
You know, I'm, I'm going to get into something here. I want to get your opinion on this, but I don't know. You see the smile on my face. I'm really pumped up. That Rex really kicked it off for me. And I knew. Obviously, it's we knew the Rex was coming out. It's been sitting there on pre-order for how long? But for some reason, it had an effect on me that was almost like an announcement that came out of nowhere, like a teaser. Whether it's a promo pic or they tease one of those banners, that Hot Toys does. It had that effect on me, and now I'm kind of my skin. I'm getting goosebumps for this fourth quarter.
Yes, I think the hype happened because we were expecting this figure and wanting this figure so bad, and we got so many delays and a lot of things happened. And I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but everything started with the infamous Mark 85 Tony Stark Castle. Starting
Hmm.
that moment, everything changed. Time, delays, and reason why we were seeing figures with helmets instead of head sculpts. So a lot of things changed because of that, and that one little thing caused a madness. So now they need to release the figures, right? Because it is not fair to you, to me, to you guys, the consumers, to wait a longer time to get our figures that we probably already paid. Some of them, some of you guys did payment plans. Some of you guys pre-order and waiting for the final bill to pay. And especially I kind of feel the pain for my fellow collectors who paid the bill already, who already did the whole payment plan thing, or maybe they pay at front and they still haven't got their figure for a long time because they're sitting on your money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
and I don't want to go in like in the finance world because I mean that's where I come from, but you know that's my, again, my personal reason why I don't do payment plans for figures, because since it takes about a year or two, and again, this is just my personal preference, it's not right or wrong, just want to make the clarification that my money is sitting on somebody else's. And again, if you have, like if you order, let's say, 3 4 figures, right, it will make maybe more sense to do payment plans because you know ordering multiple figures, right? And it's kind of hard to pay one bill right off the bat for $1,500, for example. But
yeah. I
it's
mean,
just my personal preference. Sorry.
it's a good perspective, and here's the thing, and maybe tell me where I'm crazy. I I feel like that Hot Toys is doing me a favor, putting out the releases that I'm really looking forward to earlier. because I find myself, and I found myself all the time, all the years, the many years that I've been collecting. Sometimes, if there's nothing to collect that I really, really want, that I'm really super passionate about, I just wind up collecting anyway, just to collect. But anyway, let me show this to you because I'm so I'm so excited about this, and I want to show you something that I think is real interesting. So I have this sorted out, all Marvel, and I want to show you something here. When you look at how many Marvel figures, I'm going to scroll down on here, okay, that are up, that are available, that are in stock, and I'm going to continue to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. This is just in stock. And when you count all of these that are in stock, you've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 49, 50 Marvel pieces for Hot Toys. Okay. Now, Dante, take a breath for a second. I'm going to take a breath. Okay. So you got all those. Look at how many are on pre order. Let me count them by fours. I'll go back and add those two: Iron Man, Neon Tech, and Mysterio. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Let's go to the next page. 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52. Oh my goodness. 53, 54, 55.
Wow.
And when you go to Star Wars, look, what I'm pointing out is, because to me, when you go to all Star Wars, I'll go to it here, and this is what's peculiar to me.
Mhm.
I don't see how the fun is over. Oh, what are we gonna do? To me, there's not enough Star Wars Hot Toys, Dante. Star Wars is getting into, there's going to be way more television shows, way more movies, way more Disney Plus content with Star Wars. Now that Favreau and Filoni have helped right the ship, they've got George Lucas back consulting with him on a regular basis. And honestly, Star Wars is not in the same boat, for instance, as DC when it comes to major motion pictures right now.
Mhm. Mhm.
Star Wars is not even close to Marvel. And we're worried about these pre-orders for this quarter. To me, this is a no-brainer. I mean, obviously, if you collect Marvel Hot Toys, you must be like in a coma in a hospital, baby, because you got way more than Star Wars. And we're worried about this fourth quarter. We haven't even seen nothing yet.
Can
Yeah.
you show how many Star Wars figures are in stock so we can kind of do a fair comparison, if you will?
Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and do that.
And actually, it's
So
going
let's
actually
see how
funny.
many are in stock. We have like 54 for Marvel, right?
Right, 54. Yes.
All right. You got one, two, three, four, five,
Hmm. Six with the child.
six. Let's just count it. Six,
Hmm.
7, 8. Where's the jet trooper? 9. Where's
Right.
the other jet trooper?
10.
10. Are you kidding me? Look, and this is, what are we gonna do? What I mean, what are
Hmm.
here's the question that I want to ask Dante. What are you gonna do with all those? What have you been doing with all those Marvel figures? What are you doing with all those other Hot Toys figures? Star Wars hasn't even begun yet. The
Hmm.
party Hasn't even started. Let me ask you this question, Dante, and maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy because that list is nothing. It's got to double. It really should double. It should triple. When you
Yeah.
go, when you go to the store, do you ever go to Walmart? Let me ask you that. What store do you go to?
Yeah, Walmart,
Perfect.
BJ's, Target, the
What do
normal
you do
normal
when you go
store.
to Walmart in one of the aisles that you really love and you love all the stuff? Do you buy everything?
No, just what I need.
Okay. Why? Because it's just
Because I
what you
need
need.
it, maybe sure, if I need a shampoo, if I need something, just, whatever I need at that time, right?
Yeah, I mean, did you ever go down the cereal aisle? I mean, I know for me, there's a couple I really like at the moment, but I don't buy every box of cereal. Do you?
No, no, no. It's
I
only two
wouldn't
that my
mind
kids
y-
take anyways.
yeah. I mean, the point is it's like anything else in life. You're going to have a selection of
Mhm.
Star Wars figures that is going to get massive, like the selection you have of Marvel figures. And what you have to do, I think, Dante, is like anything else in life. You have to okay. We all know we got a budget. We got to work within our means. We got to make sure all our bills are paid. Blah blah blah. But forget that. Just looking at it even outside of that a little bit, or in a different bubble, you can't just go into one of these collection hobbies and be like, "Oh, what am I going to do?" They came out with Mace, but that they didn't even let me pay off the incinerator trooper. And the thing of it is, I know for me personally, this is so exciting because I don't want the incinerator trooper. I have troopers in my other collection, or I don't want this particular figure, even though I love Star Wars. I really, really want these figures or this figure that's coming out. It gives me the selection to be able to really, really get what I want. So to me, Hot Toys services is very, very high end. What characters turn you on to the point where you want that big money splash, whether it's the weathering, the head sculpt, the material, maybe the accessories, whatever floats your boat. But now you get to, with this high end stuff, get the stuff that you really, really want and not have to feel like you got to get every single thing. How do you get every single thing? How does somebody ask you this? How does someone collect Marvel get all those?
That's a good question. I mean, unless you have a lot of money and you can actually afford it, obviously by all means you can, right? If you have the means to get it. Um some people like are completionists, so they want to have every figure for every movie.
Right?
Also fine. Is a very valid way of collecting. Um, Me personally, because this is all I have, the space wise, I have to be kind of selective. And because I have my channel, I have to kind of show you guys the figures, but I don't keep all of them. I sell them right back because where I'm gonna put it? I have to be realistic. I don't have the space, and I don't
Well,
have
you
to
have to
pretend.
dedicate. Look at Fabio's room.
Right, he is basically a huge, it's a huge basement, so he can manage to put figures here and there, but he's also running out of space because eventually you will run out of space, right?
Eventually, we all, yeah.
So and that's a fact, right? Because not only the figures take some real estate, also the boxes. Where am you gonna put the boxes? I mean, you love your display, your art box. I can see Kylo Ren on top of your head. So all those things you need to take into account. Um, as a Star Wars fan, and I also love Marvel. Don't make me wrong. I just came to the point. Listen, what I'm gonna do in Marvel is I'm gonna collect all the main characters, right, that I like, and then whatever I have duplicates, like let's say two versions of the same figure, I will have to get rid of one. However, for Star Wars, it's a different animal to me. For Star Wars, I'm gonna get all the Mandalorian figures. I'm gonna get all the Clone War figures. I'm gonna get pretty much all Star Wars figures, just because I want it that way. If I have to sacrifice on Marvel, then I'll do it because my main thing is Star Wars, right? I love DC, I love Marvel, but again, Star Wars is what I like. This is my thing since I was a little kid. So at the end of the day, whatever you collect is what you like, what you can afford. And I mentioned this in our Unfiltered show with Easy yesterday. You know, you're gonna see a lot of YouTubers that do unboxing and reviews because there are really good content creators out there, and that's a fact. But you know, we are not. We're gonna tell you to buy everything because we like everything. Everything that I get, I like. Except because I gave the lower score to Grievous, but that's a different story.
Well,
Um,
I like everything I'm not gonna get too. There's not one
it's hard to say
really, I haven't
something.
seen a Hot Toys figure that I don't like, and let me keep it to just Star Wars.
Hmm.
There's Star Wars Hot Toys figures that I don't get. It doesn't mean that I won't like people know that follow me now, I don't do the Troopers in Hot Toys right now because it's the way that I budget and the way that I'm able to streamline. That doesn't mean I'm never gonna do it. Doesn't mean that I really don't want it. Because you brought up, like, a really good point. I'm completionist. I'm a completionist. You know, when I collected vintage mock, vintage mint on card, and vintage mint in box Star Wars toys, there was never a moment where I didn't want every single one of them. And the mission and the goal was to get them all. I
Hmm.
just knew realistically I wasn't able to get them all. So I kept chipping away, and chipping away. But having fun doing it and getting what I really wanted to the best of my ability, because some of them are in the thousands, some of them tens of thousands, so you just can't do that. But you kind of chip away. And the same thing I think here with Star Wars Hot Toys is okay, yes, Dark Jedi Aries, who's spilling his spotchka over the ones that he has and is gonna get and is choosing not to get to budget. I'm spilling it over all of them, baby. But I'm choosing the ones dearest to me, and then I'll get the ones that are just dearest to me, and then I'll get the ones that mean a lot to me, and then I'll get the ones that mean something to me. Every Star Wars piece means something.
No, it's a very good valid point. Of course, yeah, space is a huge for collectors. It's a huge deal. Mainly is the budget, the money, right? Whatever you can afford to get things. One thing I learned over the years. I mean, I'm not a super veteran collector. I started like 2015 collecting hot toys. I was collecting other things before that. One thing I learned, especially at the beginning, and this is the advice I always give to new collectors. Just have a budget. Just get Excel sheet, get something, a notebook, whatever is your the way you do your budget. Just budget your stuff. Make sure that you can't. Because I was in the hole. I always said this. I fell in the hole, and I felt overwhelmed because I was the newbie, the new kid on the block, trying to get everything and everything because I just kind of felt like yeah, I can do it. But then I'm like, oh shoot, I'm running out of funds now, so it's not funny anymore. So it is important to have a budget, because I do unboxing and reviews, and I show you pretty much every figure. Don't think that I have all of them because I don't. I Some of them I keep, some of them I have to sell back because I don't have more
I'm gonna keep
space.
trying to get all of them, but
But this is the thing, right? If I buy something, I do the unboxing review, I show it to you guys. I really love it, the figure, but I cannot keep it because I don't have space. So I have to sell it back and get my money again, and then buy the next figure. So that's what I do most of the time. Because I'm like you guys. I'm not rich. I have my job and everything. I have my bills, my responsibilities. So I try my best to keep up, and I've been doing this for a year and change already. And so far, my budget and my strategy has been working. Right? Obviously, you see guys all the time. Every figure is on my channel, pretty much. So that's the reason you need to have a budget, right? You need to have definitely a budget. Be on top of your things. Be organized. If you don't need it, you don't need it. Simple as that.
well, no, absolutely. But I'll be honest with you, I'm like so super pumped up, and that's why I got the smile on my face. And you and I talk a lot. You are a Star Wars guy, and that's your that's your deepest passion, that you have, and look, I mean, to me, okay, you're coming out with some, but with all, I mean, you got the Book of Boba Fett, you've got Andor series, Obi-Wan series, you got the forthcoming, uh, the Mandalorian season 3, you're gonna have the next installment of the Bad Batch, you're gonna have all this other stuff. Forget about the regular fan service of the original trilogy, the prequels, whatever else, the sequels or anything else that they may or may not come out with, on top of that. And going back to that Marvel list, I mean, I really just don't see any type of fuss. What are we going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to get the ones that mean the most to you, and you're not going to get the ones to me. This doesn't change anything for me. Do you know how many figures for Star Wars are in the secondary market? Let me go up and bring up the market value chart at sixthscalecantina.com. This is one of my favorite websites, Dante. Did you ever hear of sixthscalecantina.com?
I actually heard about this website and has a lot of really good stuff in it. And guess what? I think one YouTuber called Manafak Collectibles uses this on his What's Next show because
I
it's
think
that
I might have
great.
saw that. It's a good,
It's
pretty,
that
pretty
great.
darn good show.
Man, I'm
We're gonna
telling
get
you.
another one of them. How often are you gonna do them? Not to get off topic.
Well, the What's Next is gonna be a weekly show. It's gonna be a weekly show, and I'm gonna show you guys the biggest mover section, courtesy of my friend Aries, and obviously his website is gonna be the main tool that I'm gonna be using. I'm not doing the in-depth analysis because that's not my thing, but for new people that maybe haven't seen you yet, it will be a good thing because they will know that there is a person like Aries who spent his time to build this amazing tool. If you want to know how much you can pay for a figure, you need to check this website out because trust me, you're gonna save a lot of money. You're gonna
Well,
save a lot of money. Numbers
and,
don't lie.
and thank you. I really appreciate that. And here's the thing: forget about the 5 or 6 figures that are going to come out this fourth quarter. Ooh, 5 or 6 figures. Look how many on here are sold out. What you gonna do with all these figures that are not sold? Are you gonna go buy them all? What are you gonna do? What do I do?
Oh my
I,
goodness.
I just don't. It's waitlist full or sold out. Whatever this is, you go on and on and on in this list. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
There's so much out there, and forget about Marvel. Forget about the Marvel verse. Look, it's like when you go to the grocery store, or you go to the department store, or you go to the car dealer, or you go to the hobby shop, or you go to the toy store. I haven't really been to a toy store when it comes to Star Wars, like when they used to have, the Toys R Us, and I wanted everything that they had, to be honest with you. But I can't get everything. And it's the same thing with Hot Toys, honestly. Now I'm getting a lot of figures. I'm getting Captain Rex. I get an Ahsoka. I get a Lando Calrissian. I get a snow speeder pilot Luke. I get a Boba Fett coming out of the Sarlacc pit. These are ones that I really want. And it's not that I really don't want the other ones, but it's like everything else in life here. For me, it's like, you know what? I get to save money on stuff that I was just getting because it was cool, but these are super, super cool. I want to get the super, super cool ones.
Mhm.
So to
Mhm.
me, this is great. I feel like we're finally getting a collection. I mean, let me ask you this, Dante. I mean, with Lando missing, not missing anymore, it's hard to call Hot Toys a complete Star Wars collection. It's really hard for me to call it without C3PO. You know where I'm going with this?
Yes, yes, I know exactly where you're going with this. There are some figures that we're missing, unfortunately. Good news is Lando is coming way sooner than a lot of people thought. I'm still waiting for C-3PO. I have my hopes, and maybe maybe Aries, we can talk about this as well, if you will. That next week is Comic Con, So we might see some really good stuff coming, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Star Wars.
Well, let me bring that up. That's the other thing I wanted to go into. And thanks for just indulging me on this. Oh, there's too many. I don't think that there's enough Star Wars Hot Toys, to be honest with you. And
No, there's not.
for me, it's given me more of the selection. Give me C-3PO, please, because that's one that I need.
You
All
know,
right,
like
let's go ahead and
like
talk about this.
like Kylo Ren said in the Last Jedi movie, "More, more." That's what we need. We need more Star Wars, man. There's so many good characters that they can do, but I can understand the logic as well because they are the Asian market is more Marvel um oriented, right? In the States is more Star Wars, obviously, right? I would probably say Star Wars and right or maybe right there Marvel, but it's mainly Star Wars. And there's so many really good figure. I have a man, I've been telling this for a long time as well. And because I was told this, that we should start see Padme announcement anytime because that's due as well. You know, that would be sick.
Well, the
Just
prequels are
wait.
selling. We're coming out of that time where the prequels weren't popular, and the prequels are starting to be popular. And when the Phantom Menace came out in 1999, right? And then all the other movies that followed it, as the generation that grew up with those, have gotten older, it's becoming more near and dear to hearts. And as more people are coming into Star Wars, they're seeing the awesomeness of the prequels, and they're getting more and more popular. And there hasn't been a prequels figure that hasn't waitlisted and that isn't doing well. The Qui-Gon is starting to go up now within the secondary market. And I've warned about that it would eventually get where Dooku is and Krennic, and it eventually will. And Padme is a no-brainer. I mean, Star Wars Hot Toys collectors. That's a figure where I have to get that, especially because I collect head sculpts. So I think that one you're talking about here, we're talking about New York Comic Con. Is it possible? I think it is. If she doesn't come out there, Dante, let me ask you this because I got something I want to throw by you here. What comes up after New York Comic Con? Do you know? There's something in
Mm,
January, I feel like, but I don't know what it is.
uh, I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. You guys, if you
Or
know,
maybe I'm
leave
wrong.
us comment.
But there's always stuff going on. But
There's always something.
when you look at these, you know, we just went through the list, and it's nowhere near where Marvel is. So
Yeah.
these are going to come out. All the Mandalorian ones are going to come out. Let's talk about this though. Okay. They're already coming out with the Boba Fett, Dante. They're coming out with the Boba Fett 2-pack. We've talked about that a lot. I'm so excited for that figure. To me, this has con exclusive, limited run, limited some type of exclusive written all over it, and now is the time. If they made this in limited quantities, which I think they're going to do with this Cobb Vanth, it's not going to affect the sales of Boba Fett at all.
Mm-mm.
He's probably going to show up without this on in the book of Boba Fett because he's on Tatooine. He had the armor first. Boba Fett is on Tatooine. Can you put two and two together? This is the time for this figure to come out, not before. I'm actually seeing that this has exclusiveness written all over it. What do you think?
I think so too. Just because. Oh wait, join the art.
I know.
Um,
I should have left that on there, baby.
I know. So, no, I think this one has a potential to be one of those type of figures with limited run because technically it's not that hard to do. I doubt they're gonna do a Hesculp on this figure. I doubt
They
it.
might not. They might not.
They might not. They just might do it like this and just call it for the day. So they have the sculpts. They have pretty much everything. Different paint application, and they're good. They're pretty much good to go. So it is a possibility. I'm still believe that we're gonna see some really cool announcements next week, and that might interfere with the Ahsoka release. Because maybe they want to give some time to shine for the new announcements. So those things. Anytime there is a con or any type of convention or showcase, whatever, is always like that, right? It's always something that they throw at us, and this guy here could be
That
the
does
other
not
one as
this does
well.
not mess with the Ahsoka release, does it?
No, I think it will be very interesting, right? And and I think I have my feelings that it is very possible that this one can be some type of similar figure as the armor, for example, right? That it was released really quick, and that's the reason why they're holding the announcement.
I
You
think
know,
you're right.
you know,
I I I
I
think
think so.
I really think, yeah, this goes with the whole Clone Wars bonanza right now. I I think you're right. I think you're onto something here, with this. I think it would be something that would be available as quickly as the armor, and
Yes,
they get all these
probably.
Clone Wars ones out.
Right, right. Because I mean, Aries, we have pretty similar sources, and we always share the information, backstage all the time,
Mhm,
about stuff in Star Wars related, obviously. But Ahsoka is due this month, right? It could be next week. It could be anytime in October, right? Comic Con is next week. So if you connect the dots, and then we were told that Anakin from Clone Wars is supposed to be releasing sooner than their original date, which is towards the end of Q4. So now that I'm connecting the dots, is we got Rex, we got 501st, we got the Coruscant Guard, and actually those are the two figures that we mentioned this before that we should see them sooner rather than later, right? We have Ahsoka, right? Darth Maul is also scheduled to be released Q4, and if we get this one here, as a one quick release, talking about maybe it's November, sometime in November,
mhm.
or maybe early December, and then Anakin, you're gonna have pretty much all the Clone Wars this year, potentially. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going back to, I'm gonna have to refresh, there we go. I I really feel like you're exactly right with the Obi-Wan. I feel like it would be like an armor release, and it would be limited. I wanna talk about limited in a second. I don't wanna get into it yet, but we will. But it's gonna make sense with this. We're gonna tie this in. I think this Obi-Wan would be very limited, like the armor, and it would be available very quickly. I also really feel that way, and now I'm gonna bring up Cobb Vanth again. He's on the back of the screen. There's not, if they don't come out with this now, I don't know when they come out with this. They could come out with it, yeah, they could come out with it next year or during season 3. I just feel like with the book of Boba Fett, that this is something where it's possible. Is it possible? And I actually think, I know you're saying without a head sculpt. I actually think they're gonna give us a head sculpt with this, because I think that Timothy Oliphant would be good, would be easy to work with. And if he is easy to work with, and they can do a because you could really, if you don't have a head sculpt with this, it's almost like Boba Fett starved to death. If you give the head sculpt with this, it's clearly not Boba Fett. But I think if they come out with this is what, 1,000 pieces, 2,000 pieces, and done. It's like, you know what? Let's get this mold. We'll
Mhm.
go ahead and hand paint a couple of thousand of these. I mean, can you see that? It'll be
I
gone.
can, I can see that. I still think it might not have a head sculpt. If they're gonna do that route, like to be something that is gonna be quick release. But actually, if you go down to the list, I was actually looking at something, and I just kind of like thinking,
Hmm.
look who we have next to on his left, next to Kapanth. Who do we have there?
Talk to me, baby, because I think I know what you're going to say, or maybe I don't. Talk to me. Talk to me about
So
Mickey.
we have the green Mickey Mouse here, and what is the reason why they haven't announced this one yet, right? Because technically it's a bunch of accessories, right? Because that's what it is, a bunch of accessories with very similar head sculpts, like the one in the yard over there. And then we have pretty much almost same body molded in a different way. This could also potentially be a one exclusive figure that can be sooner, like within a month or a few weeks, to be released. I don't know. It's just so much going on right now in the world of Star Wars, and so many good figures. And honestly, this one here, like if they release this one this year, whether it is whether it is an actual release or whether it is a announcement, it will be sweet, man. Like think about how many, what you can do with that figure and Din Djarin's figure, like with that, with the one with the head sculpt. That would
Well,
be awesome.
and not only that, because remember we talked about Lando Calrissian that it would make sense for the holidays to get Lando out, and it's coming out. It's coming out way before the holidays now. And you're bringing up that Grogu is the same thing that I was thinking, not only about that one, about that Grogu, but I'm trying to find the other Grogu here. And as soon as I get to it, and
Yeah, it's
let me,
actually down. I
is
think you
it
passed
down?
it.
Is it
It's
down
down.
more?
Yeah,
Ooh,
it really go
right here.
next to Moff Gideon.
You know, this is supposed to come out January, March. I mean, this would be great
Mm.
holiday gifts, whether it's the one you're talking about, this one or both. But could you see them pushing this up for the holidays, getting Grogu out there?
Well, technically, yes, because this is a what six scale figure, so they pretty much have everything,
No,
right?
this one's the regular. Yeah, this is the sixth scale. This isn't the core. Oh, I thought you
The
said core.
six
Yeah, this
scale
is sixth scale. Yeah.
is the six scale. So you see they have the flying crib, a few accessories here and there. I can see this one also happening sooner. It isn't really not that crazy of a release. You know,
Yeah.
it
How hard is
is.
this to make?
You know, uh, it is very possible. I'm not sure if they. So this is scheduled to be January, so technically it should be Q4. Because usually in Hong Kong things are released sooner. Um, but it is possible. I think it is very possible.
All right, so let's talk about this. I've talked about Cobb Vanth. I think head sculpt. You think not, but I think we both think it's possible. You're talking about Padme. You're talking about Obi-Wan, Clone Wars. We're talking about the Grogu. Well, forget about Grogu. Let's leave him out of that. Although I think a couple of those accessory sets could fit into this as well. I think a lot of these figures, what people aren't getting, and I actually talk about this on my market chart show this week as well. But we're going to talk about it here. I think a lot of these figures that are coming out have very limited numbers. People have to remember. People are like, look at what happened with Marvel. It's the same thing with Star Wars. No, it's not. First of all, I just went through the whole thing there. We just went through it. There's hardly any Star Wars Hot Toys figures compared to Marvel figures, number one. Number two, you can't keep thinking every figure is the best car Mandalorian. I brought this up in my other show this week, okay? And I haven't decided if I'm putting this one out first or that one. So whoever's watching, you're going to see that I bring this up in regardless. But everybody knows who Baby Grogu is. You go to Disneyland, everybody's buying a Grogu shirt. You mentioned Rex to your great great grandmother, like what Tyrannosaurus Rex? They don't know. There's not a TV show about Rex. There's not a movie called The Book of Captain Rex. I, they're just not making very many of these, and it has a head sculpt. Hot Toys makes troopers to troop build. They know that. We all know that. We're not dummies. They're going to make a lot of them. Okay, Rex is not a troop build type of figure with that head sculpt. It. My point is that you can't get into this 40,000 with the best car Mandalorian. It's like, an Iron Man here for, Europe and the United States. Are you kidding me? I think that whenever you come out with it from a manufacturing perspective, a bunch of figures all in a quarter. Sometimes you're going to limit production because you know that there's just not you're trying to get them out. Talk to me, baby. I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I think where you're going with this. Um, well, we had this discussion the other day. I
Hmm.
think it was yesterday night or today. About the you know the low pre-order numbers, right? That we were talking that you just mentioned.
Yes,
Um, but no, and I'm gonna bring this up because it's kind of related. The list that was floating in the space, right? And everyone talking, oh, this is the list
the
of releases,
mysterious list.
the mysterious, which actually is a legit source, is coming
It's
from
kind of
Hot
like the
Toys.
stolen data tapes that were put in R2D2.
I know, like who got the plans, but that list, right? And I mentioned this in my What's Next show that premiered last week. That the list that we saw from Hot Toys is the list of delayed figures. Delayed, that's the keyword, delayed, not the list of releases. So that's a huge difference, right? That's why we've seen Miles Morales coming soon. We saw Death Watch already released. Those were besides Rex, because Rex was on the list because he was delayed. I was told about Rex months ago,
Yeah, you were.
months ago, talking about it. That's because that's what I was told, and because of what happened with the Mark 85, they delayed stuff. So
They had to fix the Rex head sculpt, didn't they? Isn't that what it took they had to
no,
do?
but the body they did.
Oh, the body.
I
Okay,
heard
it's
I
the
heard
body.
some rumors about the body. I haven't seen any reviews because I cannot watch any reviews right now until I get my own. But some
That's
people
smart.
mentioning
That way
about
you're not
ratcheted
influenced.
joints and all those things. So I need to have it in hand to do the review because I want to be unbiased, and that's what I do all the time. But the reason why we got these delays is because the amount of pre-orders. This is what I was told, Tim, you, Aries, that the amount of pre-orders for these particular figures were actually not that great. That is the reason why, if you take a look at Rex in Hong Kong, the numbers are kind of low in production wise, you know?
I heard they were
So
low.
that's why you see those prices like 550, $500 for the first batch, and obviously the US is we're probably gonna wait another month or so, but just to get the idea, right, is because of the low amount of pre-orders. So anything that we've seen now, those are the ones that have low amount of pre-order. That means very limited quantity.
Well, the other thing, tell me if your source told you this too, or maybe we have to say ones, who knows? I heard that it's possible that the batches for Hong Kong are done. Did you
Yes,
hear that?
I heard the same thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think we have the same source. Oh my god,
Again,
how
who's
does
Rex?
Wizard?
Tyrannosaurus Rex? This isn't the Mandalorian. I love Captain Rex.
Oh
It's
man,
not Baby Grogu. We
that
gotta
baby
get that
girl.
through our heads.
Look what happened with Cody. You mentioned these areas in your live stream on Friday. How much Commander Cody is going. Just imagine now with Rex.
He's gonna go quick. And I don't think they made very ready right now. And here's the thing that I think that our sources are saying, and really what I'm feeling, and tell me if you're feeling the same way. I think with a lot of these figures, they're looking to get them out of the way because they're not producing very many of them.
Yeah, they're not. They are not. So that's why you've seen this, coming now. Same thing with the other figures that were disclosed in the list, like the Captain America, Loki, you name it, Wonder Woman, all those. That is the reason why those got delayed because the numbers are not that high in pre-orders based on what we were told, right?
Well, and let me tell you another one that's not going to be high. Now, I'm going to bring Boba up, and Boba Fett with the worn out armor by itself. They're going to make as many as of them, like the vintage color Boba Fett, the 40th anniversary regular ESB Deluxe Boba Fett, Yoda Attack of the Clones. They're going to make Darth Vader ESB 40 if they're going to make as many as them. Sure. Well, I think I agree. You agree. What they're not going to make a lot of, and this is what this falls into, and this is going to be the exception because usually you have more with the deluxe and the non-deluxe sets sell out quicker. This is going to be the complete opposite. And when you look at this here, what they're not going to make a lot of is Boba Fett with the robes. And this is tying into what we're talking about here with our insider information as well. What say you on this? This is what where the danger really lies. Is how much of this with the robes they're going to make. There's also a reason why they didn't offer this by itself. But what say you?
No, and that is the reason why, because this is a unique figure, if you ask me. And I mentioned why I think this figure is going to be a grail, instant grail. First, very easy to know because this is how Boba Fett was introduced to us after the Last Jedi. This is how he came back to life. So that right there is an attachment for fans, right? Um, the figure itself is magnificent. I mean, the head sculpt, the Boba Fett with the armor, it is beyond me. It is really, really good. So, you know, this is something that if you are definitely getting the line like I'm gonna, this is a must have for sure. And look at the date, expected to ship January and February 2022. And normally when this is like this, unless something crazy happens, and I said this in your show on Friday, Aries, my feeling is that we're gonna see this figure the last week of December, and it's gonna match the either same day or a couple days before the release of the Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus.
That's a good call. And I am inclined to be right with you on that for sure. Um Again, with some of these releases that are coming out, it's you can't assume that the production numbers are just going to be real high with all of these. And so it's going to be very interesting. Now, let me bring this up to you, my friend. This is the Aries Terrington Show. I love this. This is our second take. Our second take doing this. I feel like there's a probability there during New York Comic Con that we see nothing from Hot Toys and that you could actually just see a regular drop like they did Rex, like they did the Death Watch. They can just arbitrarily put out, a figure like Fennec, like Casca Reeves, like Axe Woves, like the Grogu, officially announce it, put it on. They could come out with something like a mace out of nowhere, like the Lando, and it's not tied into any con at all. Is it possible that that's what happens? Because I think that there is a possibility that we get nothing there. But rest assured, if we don't, we're gonna. I mean, they could literally go there and just basically, they could show the Ahsoka, and they could just show the Ahsoka and Lando.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know why. Because usually Comic Con or any type of con, usually they have to show you something new, right? Something that you haven't seen before. Whether it's gonna be for pre-order or it's just because they just want to show us something new. I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna go right back at you. Do you think, or as you normally say, is it possible? Is it possible that we may see a some type of prototype of General Grievous?
Hmm. Boy.
It's a tough one. I know it's a hard one, but usually this is a Comic Con that was postponed last year. This is a in person one after what happened. So I
Yep.
don't know, man. What do you
I
think,
feel
guys?
I feel like we're going to get the Grievous tease or announcement before the end of the year. I really, really do. Um, I don't think it's going to be, since you're putting me on the spot
I'm
there,
putting you
baby.
on the spot.
I
I
don't.
know it's a tough
I'd be
one.
very pleasantly surprised if this was at New York Comic Con. I think if they're gonna do anything at New York Comic Con, it's going to be one that we're not expecting, or it's gonna be one of the ones that they teased, um,
in the summer showcase.
in the summer showcase. But
And I have one better after you thought.
I do think they're gonna do Grievous this year. I know we only got 3 months left,
I know,
but
I
I
know.
do think it's happening. I just don't think there, but I'd be happy if they did. I think it
It,
might be something else.
yeah, that's one. And I know I'm sorry to put you on the spot
No, put me on a
because
spot,
you always
baby.
put me on the spot, my friend. So I'm kind of return the favor. So there is another one that I'm thinking that we're gonna stop talking about it, and you know
Okay.
which one it is. Bespin look. You
Bespin
know,
Luke.
because remember, my sources at one point, when we shared this, and when Mando Luke happened, that was the debate, right? Which one are we gonna release first? Are we gonna release Mando Luke, or are we gonna release Bespin Luke? What of these two are we gonna do? And they went with Mando Luke, and it was amazing, right? We know that. But do you think it is possible that we might finally see an official announcement and finally give us the 2.0 of Bespin Luke?
I feel, here's an interesting scenario. Yes and yes, but not in the way that you think. For some reason, I get the feeling with Bespin Luke that it's going to be an exclusive and it's going to be a limited run. And instead of getting that DX07 that everybody's spending buku bucks on, you can get this exclusive right now and spend this money right now. And I don't know, for some reason, I get the feeling in the 40th anniversary packaging as well. I think that we're not done with the 40th anniversary packaging. I do think we're going to get the Bespin Luke. I do think it could be this week, baby. But I think whenever it comes out, it's going to be exclusive and limited run. But let me throw this back at you since you bring it out, Luke. I don't think Bespin Luke would be the last 40th anniversary ESB either. I
Mm,
really think Hoth Luke. Let me get my spotchka.
uh-oh.
Hoth Luke. Can you imagine Hoth Luke? Look, can you imagine a Tauntaun like the Blurg?
Oh God.
No, I'm just look,
No, no, no.
what would
Hey.
turn look, you got a few releases, baby,
Hmm.
that would turn the Hot Toys world upside down right now. Grievous, Mace, Hoth Luke, Hoth Han. Are you kidding me? Hoth Luke might turn everybody. Hoth Luke or Hoth Han might turn everybody on their heads.
Yeah, that I agree 100%. That will be the craziest announcement, especially the hot look. And that's why we can wait for the New York Comic Con to see what they have for us, because at this point is everything is speculations. What we want to see, and most of the time we actually get it right. We actually think in the same way they're thinking. You call the Boba Fett on the throne, out of nowhere, and boom, it happened. So I think it is very possible that we might see these figures, because yes, it is a 40th anniversary packaging, and those are holding their value pretty good. The Vader is holding his value, Boba Fett is holding his value. If we see those two, even better.
You'll see on the show this week, the other show, the market show I'm putting out this week, the 40th Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader is trending up. It is hitting another range. It is getting high, that Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary figure. The other one that's trending up really high is the vintage color Boba Fett. I think I talked about, is it possible that one could hit where the animated one is? That might even go beyond where the animated one is
Wow.
in the future. The Attack of the Clones Yoda. You got to tune into that show when I put it out this week. Another reissue that is going way high within the secondary market. Look, here's one thing, Dante. I'm just pumped up because wow, those releases I'm talking about, like you heard like Desi and I talk about, like, well, he's really looking forward to the Snow Speeder Pilot Luke. I'm really looking forward to the Snow Speeder Pilot Luke, the Mandalorian Luke, releases like that. Bespin Luke, Hoth Luke, Padme. These are must-haves for me. And then some of the other side characters, like, okay, I wanted them, but I'll pass. Not that I don't want them, but now I'm going to lean towards these priorities. It's not a bummer for me. It's not like, what am I going to do? I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the money I was going to put on what I really don't want and put it on what I really want, baby. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right.
I-
Yeah, there's so many good options, man. It's difficult.
Forget about, but here, I got to ask you this, okay?
Mhm.
Re- Forget about New York Comic Con. Like, seriously, do you feel that there is going to be, whether it's Comic Con, whatever, spooktacular, whatever it is, do you really feel that Hot Toys is going to come out for Star Wars, some type of figure that none of us are expecting, or maybe we've talked about it, like the Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader, or a Hoth Luke, an Endor Han, um, you know, yeah, uh, Plo Koon, something out of nowhere. Do you think that's going to happen before the end of the year?
Um, it, it is certainly possible. Um, one figure or maybe two figures that I can see happening in the near future is the version of Leia with that particular suit that she went to the palace to rescue Han. Remember when Han was in that chamber
Oh yeah,
and she,
the bounty hunter suit, I think the Leia Bosch, the Bausch
the
suit.
Bausch,
Yes,
yes, that one. I think that will be a cool a version of Leia. Um, I also think like and I think you mentioned
never
this
Leia
before.
moves, baby.
You know, the version of if we're gonna get a C-3PO, maybe we can get the Chewbacca and
Mm.
C-3PO pack. That or maybe a C-3PO by itself. Maybe the 40th anniversary C-3PO from Empire Strikes Back. Like that you can actually it comes with a net and you can actually detach the legs and everything and put it in the back. If you have a New Hope Chewie, you can just put it up. So there's certainly a lot of figures that they can actually do. The question is when.
I really feel C3PO is before the end of the year. I really do. Um, but I think the one we're all waiting for is Sam Jackson, baby. I just I really feel we're gonna see the purple lightsaber. Whether they officially announce it or tease it before the end of the year. And look, let's kind of you got Django coming out. That's another one we tie into this, my friend. Django, they're not going to make very many of these. What do you think? It's not as I that's another one where it's been low and I don't see them making a ton of them. What do you think? And I think it's going to come out early.
Django, yes. Django, I don't think the quantity is there. I don't think the numbers of pre-orders is there. It is scheduled to be released January and March. And like you, I think we're strong with the force. And I have a feeling that this guy, it's gonna be. And I was actually told by my sources that this figure should be by Q4 as well.
Yes.
And then trying to push all these low number figures so they can concentrate on the main players, right? And shout out to the source. I cannot disclose the name of the source, but you know who you are who told me this. So thank you for that information.
And- but listen,
Um,
Lando and Django are our main players, and it's just kind of funny because people are going to be, let me bring something up to you. I was looking at some other sites, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but I couldn't pre-order a second batch in Hong Kong of Lando. Is it possible that Lando is going to be a limited release?
And I say yes, like you
And
said
I say yes too,
it.
baby. Look,
Yeah,
it's the exception of the OTs. That's what's happening.
mhm. And you know what's gonna be funny? That because it's gonna be low numbers, right? As soon as the final product is out and you see those awesome final pictures, people are gonna start pre-ordering like crazy, ordering this figure. And guess what's gonna happen? Gone with the Wind is gonna be. So yeah, that one has all the ingredients to be a low produce, low stock figure. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you know, how are you feeling right now? Closing this up, we're going to talk a little bit what's going on in your channel. I'm going to show a little preview here or something. But, everybody, this is the Aries Terrington Show. So this is the Star Wars talk show. The first one we had last week. We've just changed the name. It's the Aries Terrington Show. Sure, we talked about Venom. We talked about in the beginning. We talked about the Matrix. Look, it's the Aries Terrington Show. We talk a lot about Star Wars. We're always going to tie it into Hot Toys. I'm feeling phenomenal with the figures that they're coming out with. And actually, it's getting me hyped up for the Luke Snowspeeder. And now that they've moved that Lando up, I'm getting really pumped up because that's another OT figure. I'm getting more excited about a lot of these figures. Um, I've never been so excited to stop ordering some other figures or not going to order some figures because I'm getting the figures that I really want. I don't know. I don't think there's ever been a better time to be a Star Wars Hot Toys fan. I don't think we've seen anything yet. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. This is the perfect time to be a Star Wars fan. This is the perfect time to be a Star Wars collector, a collector in general. There's so many good figures. Quality definitely gone up. Prices also gone up. So it's always something. Delays also got up. Shipping, everything. So it is in general, it is a good time to be a collector. There's a lot of things that are gonna happen this Q4 because of the holiday season. It makes sense that they want to push releases. Those are going to be presents for the significant others, for friends, for whoever. So it makes perfect sense that we're going to have a busy Q4.
Right.
Eh,
Dante, what's going on your channel?
Oh man! Well, first of all, thank you, Aries, for the invite. It's an honor to be on your show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight or tomorrow morning or whatever time this is aired. Thank you for the support. We really appreciate your support, your patience with us, and everything. Our craziness because sometimes we go crazy. But what's going on my channel? Okay, so we have the What's Next episode 2 coming this week. So stay tuned for that. I have some information that I'm gonna share with you guys. I'm gonna have Rex. I'm gonna have the Death Watch also. So let's stay tuned for the unboxing and review. So I really hope you guys wait for that because I'm gonna be doing some nice stuff with my with Rex and with the Death Watch in the posting session. So, just check it out. But thanks, Aris.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that for sure. This was awesome. This is the Aries Terrington Show. We talked about a lot of cool stuff. You know, follow me. Follow me on Instagram. I got all my social media down there, but Dante will tell you whenever I'm coming out with a show or an impromptu live stream, I'm going to put it on Instagram. I'm going to put it on Facebook. So go ahead and click all the social media down there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel too. Really appreciate that. And also, I've got the Man of Hot Collectibles link to his channel and all his stuff within the video description below. You need to subscribe and join to everything that he has as well, his Instagram, his Facebook. I got it in the video description below. This has been a lot of fun. Looking forward to this week. It's going to be a crazy fourth quarter, Dante. It's going to be nuts.
Yes.
All right, so listen. I forgot which one I wanted to end with. I got a couple now that I do it. We'll do it like this. I don't always buy coffee out or spotchka, but when I do, I get it from Sixth Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends. See you soon.